Digging Deeper Without the Coldface, the podcast that shares the incredible stories of the talented and passionate people in our industry. And it's now time for this week's episode of Digging Deeper Without the Coldface. It's your host, Jessica Rouse.
Now, I had the pleasure of sitting down with a few people who work in the coal preparation part of the coal supply chain at the Australian Coal Preparation Society Conference in Pokolbin. The ACPS is celebrating 60 years this year as a society, bringing together these people, companies, everyone who's involved in this part of the supply chain who didn't really have a home, I guess, 60 years ago. It takes an army to get the best product out to buyers, and these are just some of the companies who are playing their part. Take a listen. John Ballantyre's a sales manager for East Coast Mining for SNF Australia. He's our next guest. John, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Give us a little bit of background. How long have you been with SNF?
I've been with SNF for 10 years.
Yep.
Started in Newcastle looking after coal as a technical rep, worked my way up to being sales manager.
Yeah, nice. Was this your first sort of dabble in the mining space?
No, I did about 4 years of project management, mainly working at Port Waratah Coal Services.
Yeah, cool.
Then took a year off, travelled around and then came back and worked with SNF.
Yeah, nice. What drew you to that mining industry?
I did environmental engineering at uni.
Yep.
Essentially wanting to clean waterways up is what I got into it.
Yep.
And then mining, being in Newcastle, is sort of a big part of that industry in Newcastle. So it's quite an easy part to get into, having studied that.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us a bit about SNF and what you guys do.
So SNF is more or less the largest global manufacturer of flocculants and coagulants.
Explain that in English.
So that is basically water treatment chemicals that help with solids water separation.
Yep.
So if you're looking at, for coal washeries, you're looking at thickeners. Slurry goes in, we hit it with flocculants to join all the solids together.
Gotcha.
Which will then settle out in the thickener.
Yeah.
So then you can reuse your water again and greatly reduce your water demand.
Yeah, okay, right.
Globally, SNF is the largest manufacturer of flocculants, coagulants. So it's not just an Australian, community or Australian company. We're French-based, and we have developed now a mining community within our company.
Okay,
so
cool.
We've got a centre of excellence in Perth to support mining in Australia, and we've got a global head of mining, which is now connecting all our different countries together. So Africa, Chile, Peru, South America, North America, bring everything together so as we've got a space to talk about things and have these centre of excellences and cross-pollinate. So it's a really exciting place for us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of R&D being put into that as well from our French sort of head office, bringing everything across.
Yeah.
So that's an exciting time for us. And like we talked about AI, that's something that we are slowly developing at the moment from French head office as to, all right, what does that look like for us going forward? How can we utilise it?
Yeah.
Exciting times coming forward.
That's awesome. That's certainly that investment and that drive to make those connections globally is certainly, a vote of confidence in the longevity of what you're doing and the industry in general.
Yeah. And manufacture-wise, I think we're one of the only chemical companies still investing in Australian manufacture and expanding. So it's another really big positive around how we see the Australian market for mining and our commitment.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in terms of that coal prep side of things, you guys are a pretty key part of that chain.
Yes. Predominantly we're on the tailing side, so not the profit-making section, but we do some work on the product side as well. Yeah.
And in terms of a business, what's your footprint like? Just New South Wales, Queensland?
In coal industry?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so we're based in Newcastle and in Mackay. We've got two offices there.
Yep.
Roughly 50% of the sites we'll supply.
Yep.
And that's basically our footprint across the coal industry,
Yeah, okay, cool. How important is it for SNF to be involved with ACPS and the Society and the conference this week?
Yeah, look, for us, it's a really big part of what we do as far as networking, building relationships with people so we can get better understandings of what their needs are. And because we work on the tailing section, or mainly on the tailing section of prep plants, we don't get an overall view of where the value is and where the bottlenecks are sometimes. So coming to conferences like this where we get to talk, see some of the presentations which show, debottlenecking the tailings is what's opening up, say, 200 tonne per hour of production through the wash plant.
Yeah.
And those are the kinds of things that we miss and we see, and then we can go back and have better discussions and get more value for the wash plants.
Yeah. I think what's been really interesting, everyone I've spoken to who's a supplier here today, it's been something that either I was or wasn't aware of, and, I'm on the edge of the industry looking in. But I can imagine there'd be so many people who would have no idea of the things that you do or the opportunities that there are in the industry for things they may not have even thought of.
Yes, yeah. It is, especially for people not in the industry. If someone asks what I do, it's kind of a hard thing to describe to them.
Yeah.
Say Flockman's coagulants, people are like, what? Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you think the ACPS, obviously been around for a very long time, celebrating 60 years this year, have done quite a good job in giving some, promotion is the wrong word, but some awareness, I guess, to what the prep plant side of the industry is and how important it is?
Absolutely. Being in it, I guess you kind of don't see what people who aren't in the industry see.
Yeah.
Which makes it hard for me to comment on how it goes out broader. But within the community, it's certainly created a really good space for people to share and see what are going on other sites, understand what the different possibilities are, and really advance, I think, the technologies and sites and the uptake of different methods.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
they've got somewhere that they can come, collaborate and share their ideas and their wins and their losses, and then keep growing.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen a fair bit of, over the last sort of, say, 5-10 years, technology changing, innovation? Obviously, AI is coming into things a lot now. Has that impacted your side of the business much?
Everyone's moving in that direction. Nothing's really taken over in the last 5 years compared to what it was previous, but everyone is almost gearing up more in that space. So everything is getting more and more data driven.
Yeah.
Versus go on, make your changes, see if you can make it work. It's now, all right, well, what data can we collect to prove that it's worked? Can we analyse and say, yes, we're actually getting those improvements we're after?
Yeah.
I think it won't be too long until we see AI everywhere analysing that data and giving the proper outcomes. It's just not, it doesn't seem to be quite there yet, but it will be.
Yeah. What do you see as some of the challenges maybe in the next 5-10 years for you?
For SNF?
For SNF, for the industry?
Look, for the industry, a big challenge is getting young people back into the industry and keeping them.
Yeah.
I think it's a challenge for all sides, all of our customers as well as ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a difficult industry to get people excited about and get in there and involved.
Yeah.
Those who are sort of keen to get into it are a little bit gun shy around, well, how long is this for me career-wise? Am I pigeonholed then in coal, and do they think coal's going to end before they retire, and then they're kind of going to be stuck with a skill set that's not needed anymore?
Yeah.
So for me, that's what we see is sort of the big challenge, is trying to get people in, get them developed so as they can stick around for as long as the coal's going to be, which I think is still going to be a very long time.
Yeah, exactly.
But then also making them comfortable that the skills that they're gaining will be translatable later, so as they're not stuck.
Yeah, I think hopefully, at least with that tech side of things, in the more scientific space of coal mining, hopefully those skills would be transferable to other industries, up-and-coming industries.
Yep.
Next, we caught up with Brad Anstess. Brad's the Regional Sales Manager APAC with McLanahan. So, Brad, to start with, tell me a little bit about yourself. You said you've been with McLanahan for 25 years, various roles, I'm imagining.
Basically, I was put on, there was three of us to start with. McLanahan put me on as their product manager back in 2003. And even though I'd worked previously for a company that was the agents for McLanahan, and I started that in 1999. Mike McLanahan, the company owner, decided that McLanahan needed to be represented in their own right. In 2003, we formed a company. There was three of us, myself, an engineer and a managing director. From them, there's only Rod, who's the engineering manager now, or technical engineering manager now, and myself. And we've grown from 3 people to about 80 people now in Australia. McLanahan Corporation is an American-based company. They're 190 years old this year. 5th and 6th generation are still running the company, with Sean McLanahan now the CEO.
Yeah.
And we've grown quite well since 2003 to a company that we are today, servicing the coal industry and mining industry in general. In Asia and in Australia.
I think the real special part of that story is still having, people who were there at the start and those generations of family coming through.
Oh, it's just been wonderful. all my career in the coal industry has mainly been has been with family-owned companies.
Yep.
And it's you're not a number, you're a person.
Exactly.
And even today, I have direct contact with Mike McLanahan, who's our chairman, and we're just one big family. Rather than just a number, and it's been really wonderful to be with family companies all this time during my time in the coal industry.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me what exactly McLanahan's role is in that coal supply chain.
In the coal supply chain, McLanahan supply crushing equipment. Mm-hmm. So what happens when something's mined out of the ground, especially coal at this stage, obviously, it comes out of the ground in all shapes and sizes, some the size of Volkswagens, and to be washed and to be sold, it has to be around about the 50 millimetres. So coal usually goes through 3 stages of crushing, and we provide primary crushing, secondary crushing and tertiary crushing. So that's our main position in coal, whether that would be with feeder breakers, sizes, rotary breakers, or other double roll crushers, or whatever the client is requiring in his processing.
Yeah. If we look at the bare simple fact that McLanahan supplies that crushing equipment to crush the coal, you would have seen technology and the machines that you're using and so much change over the last 20 odd years.
Well, the beauty of McLanahan was the fact that we would innovate all of our equipment. I know some of our competitors still are using the same technology that they started with many years ago, but we've listened to our customers over the years and integrated all of their interests in refining the pieces of equipment, and that's held us in very good stead. We have a continual improvement program with all of our equipment, but now we've got to a stage where we're trying to standardise, and because we think we've got it as good as we can get.
Yeah. Why is ACPS so important? Obviously celebrating a big milestone this year, 60 years. Why is the society in general so important?
The beauty of the Coal Preparation Society is that they train people with their technical programs and their training sessions. They have general courses, advanced courses in coal preparation, and it keeps the industry alive. They analyse samples and have standards that are purchased by coal mines and industry to ensure that the quality that comes out of the ground is what is the standard and norm that is required. But it's mainly education and the camaraderie within the group. It's just one big family, to be quite honest. We're very lucrative. It's a very lucrative business. Yeah. And as an employee to the industry in general, knowing that we're supporting the power and the steel that goes into the world, it just makes a very good reason to get up in the morning and go to work.
Yeah, exactly. And you've seen the wave of, support for the coal mining industry, seen it dip, seen it come and go. How do you think it's feeling at the moment?
Well, it used to be on a 7-year cycle or thereabouts, where it'll be high, then low. You could nearly, put a date on it when it was going to be low and when it was going to be high. But it's a lot more volatile nowadays. We have a lot of resistance to coal, being a dirty CO2 provider into the atmosphere, but at the end of the day, the alternatives aren't that much better anyway. So we still need coal. How I see it today is that it's not going away. The amount of power stations that China and India and all these other places are putting in, compared to Australia, who has been very, I will say, ignorant of the fact that we do need power stations, baseload power. It just seems a little bit hypocritical to me, but at the end of the day, we need to have all energy sources in our mix, whether that be coal, gas, renewables, but just to be forging down the path of renewables just seems very one-eyed and
short-sighted.
A little bit short-sighted. Well, a lot short-sighted, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Peter Barnett, the General Manager from Mincotech, joins me. Peter, how are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
Now, tell me about your career in the mining industry. Have you been in it long? What's your path been?
So I started in the supply industry for the mining sector in 1993.
Yep.
So I've been with Mincotech all that time.
Oh, fantastic. In various roles, I'm assuming?
Yeah, absolutely. It's we're a family business, so my parents started that. So I've worked my way up from the workshop floor to general manager nowadays.
Yeah. You would have seen a lot over your time with the company?
Absolutely. The industry has changed dramatically. What
have been some of the key changes, do you think?
Well, I think the accessibility to the industry.
Yeah.
You know, it was technology. Obviously, things have got bigger, but also accessibility and the importance of it. Because if you look at BHP in Newcastle in the 90s was very big.
Yep.
It shut down, so I think a lot of people moved to the coal sector for employment and for a job.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the longevity of the industry and the opportunities are massive, aren't they?
Oh, most definitely. You know, we just heard our Coal Australia colleagues talk there before, and I think the industry has a long time to go. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about Mincotech and what you guys predominantly do.
So we're a process-based supply company. We're all into beneficiation as far as improving the raw materials that come from the ground to be a saleable product for the mining companies.
Yeah. And obviously you've grown quite a lot over your time.
Yeah, most definitely. We've significantly a different footprint to what we were 20, 30 years ago, because the coal output of Australia has grown so dramatically that our businesses just grow with that.
Yeah. And are you predominantly in New South Wales and Queensland? What's your sort of footprint?
Yeah, so our business is probably 45% New South Wales, 45% Queensland, and the balance is international.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Have you had the opportunity to see mining from that Australia perspective and internationally as well in your role? Yeah,
most definitely. I'm probably fortunate enough to see quite a lot of different coal qualities throughout the world, and Australian coal quality is supreme by a long way. The US coal quality is probably on par in a lot of areas, but just the issues with mining in the US are a lot more difficult because of the elevation and the way the seams have been developed.
Yep.
Other countries are so far behind us based on sheer quality.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
You know, as far as coal quality selling internationally, Australia has the best coal to export.
Yeah.
It's the cleanest coal in the world, and it's the one we should really be banking on for whatever movement you want to support moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like yourself and Mincotech would certainly back up what Stuart Bocking was talking about today.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
You know, I feel an obligation to support that sort of group because it put foods on my table for 2 generations now and a third one coming.
Exactly. So, and Mincotech's support of ACPS goes back quite a way?
Yeah, so Mincotech have been the major sponsor of the dinner since 1998.
Yep.
And we've done that every conference since then. So yeah, we're big supporters of the ACPS and will continue to be for as long as I can make that decision.
Yeah. Why is it so important to be a part of it?
What's great about the ACPS is it's a technical group.
Yep.
It's not just an exhibition or similar. It's actually a really good technical group, and it's supported by the operations because of the technical side.
Yeah.
So people they're coming together to learn things.
Yeah, exactly. This week, obviously very beneficial for you guys, bringing together GMs of various companies, but I've spoken to a couple of young people who are, have been in the industry for not very long.
Yeah, most definitely. It's brings everybody in. I think there's close on 90 operational people here this week out of 300 delegates.
Yeah.
So that's an excellent ratio. There's probably another 50 people that are on the engineering front that are mostly customers for a lot of the supply chain people,
yep.
like Mincotech. So it's a pretty good balance of having at least half the field here are customer based.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really good.
Do you think the coal preparations part of the cold chain gets enough recognition for, it's obviously such an instrumental part of the process?
Well, I'm going to be very biased and say no, it doesn't. That's realistically the only way to look at it. But it's the value add in the chain.
Yep.
Essentially, like you pull it out of the ground, you have a product you could probably sell, but it doesn't add value like it does if we can separate rock from coal, essentially, putting it in layman's terms.
Yeah, exactly.
And producing a good product for the end user, whether that even be coking coal, and obviously all steel that we use is made from coking coal, and then thermal coal being power generation.
Yeah, exactly. And you have touched on it really, but the future of coal mining in Australia, you see it as being quite strong?
It'll just come down to political decisions at the end of the day. It's their drivers and decisions that are made from people, I think, that aren't really got their foot on the ground.
Yep.
We'll see. You listen to some of the talk there this morning about the cost of energy, and if we don't go nuclear, coal is the second cheapest cost per kilojoule.
Exactly.
How can we not support that?
That's right. It's just logical.
That's that's the world we live in every day, and it's really hard to get that across to a lot of people, and it's really hard to understand the rhetoric from the political arena and the media arena. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to make sense.
Exactly. Makes this important too for us to go home and tell, our mates where we've been and what we've been talking about and how important it is.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think I do a job of that.
Yeah.
I get on my high horse and I can rant.
I love it. Peter, thanks for joining us.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
Matt Cartwright's the General Manager of HMA Flow and Industrial Division. Mark, how are we?
Very well, thank you.
So tell me about yourself. How long have you been with HMA? What's your career been like?
Okay, I've been with HMA for 18 years.
Yep.
About 9 of those years I was a project manager for the materials handling business. Built a lot of train loaders and reclaimers and the likes for the coal industry on the East Coast, and a little bit on the West Coast as well.
Okay, cool. Was HMA sort of your first experience in the mining industry? Were you doing something before?
I've been in the industry for a while. I was with Weir for a couple of years before HMA.
Yep.
And prior to that, I'm from the UK originally.
Yep.
I worked for Rolls-Royce.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
A bit of a shift to come to Australia and jump into the mining industry?
Yeah, it was a big change. Yeah, my wife and I decided we wanted to move to warmer climes, and
totally fair.
Yeah, it's been a great opportunity, and it's been life-changing, I guess, for us. It's been a long time now, 20 years.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your role with HMA and what HMA primarily does.
Okay, well, HMA is quite a diverse business. We've got 6 different businesses within HMA. We've got our Wear Solutions division, which do a lot of wear-resistant solutions for pipes and the likes, particularly in wash plants for coal. Then we've got our material handling division, build big bulk material handling equipment like train loading systems and stockpile reclaimers. My division is the valve businesses. We also do industrial gearboxes as well for conveyors. We've got a geotechnical division for sort of underground movement and sensors for ground stability, and then we have our instrumentation division, which is predominantly oil and gas based.
Yeah. A lot of instrumental parts.
Yeah, it's a big business. It really is, yeah. We're 60 years old. We've been around for a long time, so it's interesting. Obviously, the coal preps hit a 60-year anniversary this year, and HMA also hits the 60-year anniversary in December this year.
Yeah.
So we've been there since the start, really, since the coal industry, I guess, in recent times, has really been thriving. HMA was born by 2 guys that started the business in 66 and obviously developed it to where it is now.
Yeah. And you would have seen a lot of innovation, lots of things change in the different roles that you've had with HMA as well over the years.
Yeah, a lot of changes, a lot of growth. It's a pretty small sort of family type business when I first started, and obviously now we're a big company, we're a big player. And like I said before, we're very diverse, and we've got some big growth ambitions too. So yeah, the team's expanding, not just within Australia, but internationally too. We've got a big office in Indonesia, office in New Zealand, and a very quickly growing office and factory over in Johannesburg.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. I think one of our strengths is that we've always been supporting our local areas. We're headquartered on the Central Coast. We've got a facility here in the Hunter Valley, and we've got a facility up in the Bowen Basin. That's our hub. And not only that, we're also an employee-owned business. We've always been an employee-owned business, an Australian business and employee-owned. Even as we start to grow internationally and into those other regions that I mentioned, we still remain with our core here. It always surprises people. Our head office is on the Central Coast, and we've got a facility here in Singleton, but that's just part of the story at HMA. We've always been supporting local communities, supporting the industry, and keeping it local, with the employees having the opportunity to be part of HMA's journey as an owner.
It's been quite the theme with everyone I've spoken to so far, companies that have started, from a family business essentially and grown into what they are today. I guess that really shows the longevity of the industry and how crucial it is.
Oh, it's such a critical industry, and it's seen significant growth, and we're obviously continuing to see significant growth, and we expect that growth to continue into the future. So we're investing in our people. We're trying to invest in young people coming into the industry. They are obviously the future of the industry. As we all get older, we need these people with the same sort of passion that we've all had for the industry coming through. Yeah.
Why is it important for you guys to be involved with this conference and with ACPS?
Well, because we've been here from the start. We've got a very, very close association with the ACPS, and a lot of our employees are on the committee. We've always had an involvement. One of our general managers was involved in the organising committee for this event. We've always been a big part. We sponsor one of the evenings, which is tonight. It's important. Obviously, we have, like I said, been around for a long time, but it's important that we continue to show a presence and continue to support, whether we're competitors or suppliers or whether we're end users. It's a great opportunity to network.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the things that ACPS does outside of this conference is so important and interesting as well. I mean, that education side of things is great.
Yeah, well, many years ago when I first joined HMA, that's one of the first things I did, went along to the coal prep course.
Yeah.
Which just obviously gave me an initial insight to how things worked in a wet plant.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't really know much about the coal prep side of things or the education stuff that ACPS does, tell us what you sort of went through on that course. I guess it would be similar today, maybe?
Oh, yeah, it's obviously changed. No doubt it's changed and modernised, but, just an overview of how coal wash plant works, what the fundamental parts of a wash plant are, and how that process goes, obviously, from a raw product through to a final product.
Yeah. What do you see as some of the challenges that perhaps maybe you as a business face or the industry faces at the moment, or say in 5-10 years down the track?
Yeah, good question. I think certainly one of our challenges, and it has been now for a few years, is people. Yeah. Finding skilled people, finding the people with the right experience and the willingness to embrace what we do. That's been a real challenge. We're based, our headquarters is on the Central Coast. Traditionally was a sort of a blue-collar working class area. That's changed over the last few years. There's a lot less tradesmen available. A lot of the younger trades seem to be interested in different career paths. I guess more on the instrumentation side of things. We're struggling to get the likes of boilermakers and fitters and turners, which are sort of our traditional bread and butter tradesmen that we use in our factories.
Yeah. Why do you think there is a struggle to get those sorts of tradespeople at the moment?
I think for a while, like all Western countries, there was a drop-off in the support for apprenticeships. Yeah. While the companies have had that, I think there was probably a lack of drive at government level, and I think that's now starting to turn around. It's been apparent for a number of years now that there's been a skill shortage, and I think that's starting to change. Yeah.
What about opportunity? What do you see as some of the big opportunities coming the industry's way or your way?
Well, obviously, there's some big changes going ahead right now. We're all obviously thinking how we can embrace the likes of AI and automation, and I think we're all still trying to get our heads around how that's going to work. Yeah. We're all embracing things like apps for phones, for our products, for product support. I think it's embracing that technology, and that's the next stage. Whether it's online or through apps. We have to embrace it. I think younger engineers now coming through the industry, they rely on that. They've grown up with that sort of technology, and we have to embrace it as business.
Yeah, exactly. Pat Caputo is the CEO of Business Solutions at Elastomers Australia. He's our next guest. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thanks, Jess. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm learning a lot, so it's been great.
Excellent.
Let's start with you and your career and mining history. tell me how long you've been with Elastomers, I guess. Let's start there.
Yeah, Jess, I've been with Elastomers for 34 years, so so I've been there for a little while, shall we say.
A good stint.
Yeah.
Was it your first sort of journey into the mining space?
Yes, I graduated as an engineer just in Melbourne, Victoria, and I was approached by the founder of the business, Elastomers, back then when I finished my degree.
Yep.
And sort of embarked on a journey in the mining industry, shall we say, for that time.
Yeah. So tell me exactly what Elastomers does.
So we provide screen media solutions. So through our product and knowledge, extensive knowledge across the industry, so on a national footprint, and we also do some stuff overseas. We provide screen media expertise, service solutions and product offerings, coupled up to help our customers to ultimately be more productive and efficient at what they do in their operations.
Yeah, right. So take me through a normal day for you with the company.
Really setting strategies, working with our customers and our key sales and account managers, etc., as part of our team. A big focus on developing solutions, screen media solutions through our offerings, helping, guiding our team just to make sure we're in touch with our customers to ensure that the strategies are set, working through account plans through our offerings in the product space as well as the servicing to ensure that our customers receive good value and the right outcomes.
Yeah. So this could be a silly question. So when you say screen media solutions, what exactly does that mean?
So really when we look at a more holistic approach, when the wash plants, for example, in the coal industry, we would look at from end to end how the screen media can play a really important part in being more efficient so that our customers can get more product tonnes onto their stockpiles. Recover magnetite as an example, better yields, making sure they're more efficient, have a reliable plant. That pretty much encompasses the role of the screen media offerings when it comes to our space.
Yeah. And I mean, this part of the supply chain is so important. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's a company trying to make money and not waste very much. That's our goal.
Correct. Yeah. So really being efficient at what we do, again, taking that holistic approach, looking at optimisation, continually refining. We know one thing for certain, things don't remain static. So it's about making sure we can shift with our customers to be more efficient in what they do so they can get the right outcomes at the end of the day and be more profitable in their space.
Yeah. From your perspective and what you contribute to the industry, what do you see as some of the challenges, or what's the most challenging part for you?
Well, I think there's a number of customers that look at a more holistic approach that I touched on before, which is good, embracing that partnership approach. To be more efficient, be collaborative, recognising the value that companies such as ourselves can bring to their operations. I think that's probably the key that we're looking for, so that we can embrace, help them through that journey, whether it's a cost-driven or reliability or efficiency component. We're certainly looking for to be able to embrace that partnership model and working with them closely to achieve their desired outcomes.
Yeah. How long have you guys been working with ACPS?
Probably, I'd say at least, I'd say near on 30 years, as long as I've been with Elastomers. So as far as I can recall, entering into working for Elastomers,
Why is that partnership so important?
Again, we can bring a skill set or knowledge or an expertise, and whilst we're talking about the coal industry here, we also have a big footprint in hard rock mining, iron ore, for example. We can bring that learnings and that technology that we have through those different applications and where it applies to the coal industry as well, to be able to really zero in on things like reliability, plant reliability, to help our customers ultimately achieve those objectives. And having that partnership model is really important there, I believe. Yeah.
It seems like the conference, having not been before, it's certainly a place where everyone from all parts of this part of the supply chain can come and learn and network and really expand on their skill set.
Yeah, it's really important. I think we all have different experience at the end of the day, and we lean on a few people that have probably been around the industry for a long time to tap into that. But yes, and there's always innovations and new technology coming up. So it's how do you, in my view, how do you bring that blend or that mix to be able to pioneer and sort of have the courage to be able to develop new ideas and new options. For example, we've got a new hammerless system we've just recently released, which is changing and shaping the way the industry looks at screen media maintenance to make it easier, safer, to de-risk a lot of the componentry which typically would happen in some of the wash plants and around the screening applications.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you see for the future of the company?
Oh, look, I think we're broadening our on a national scale, again, across the different parts of the marketplace. We're also looking at overseas opportunities. So it's quite exciting because there's new learnings there again, and just how we can apply that locally to support our customers here in Australia as well.
Exactly. There'd be so much to learn. I mean, I've spoken to someone last week about coal mining, even just from a historical perspective, I guess, in New Zealand, and hearing about South Africa today. I mean, there's just so many different things we can learn and take on board. It's great.
And you see on the political space, without going into too much detail, you can just see the shift for energy and also where coke and coal plays a big part across the global scale. So it's really good to see how things are sort of working out there.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. Well, Pat, thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks, Jess.
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of Digging Deeper with At The Coalface. You can download more episodes of the podcast on all your favourite podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on YouTube, Amazon Music, all the usual places. Make sure you leave us a rating and a review. We'd love to hear what you thought. And if you do have a story idea or something you'd like us to talk about on the podcast, please send me an email, jess@thecoalface.net.au. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll be back next time for another episode of Digging Deeper with At The Coalface.